Good morning, friends. Today we'll cover Chapter 8, Serialization with Java Objects as Collection. So suppose if we have a collection, say list or set of a serializable class object. The classes which implement serializable, and we have a collection of it. Collection can be a list or a set, whatever. The whole collection can be serialized in one go by just calling writeObject method from ObjectOutputStream class. It means that we can have a for loop and we can serialize it one by one, but we don't need to do that. We just can directly write it to the serialized file by just calling this method on the whole list or a whole set. Only thing we need to ensure that every element in the collection is serializable. Otherwise, we'll get exception and the serialization will fail. Similarly, while deserializing it, the whole collection object, a list or a set, can be read by calling readObject method from ObjectInputStream class. So I have my IntelliJ open now, and we'll start writing some test case to understand this further. So let's start with creating the package. So I'll type Alt insert package, and I will give the name as chapter 8 underscore serialization with, say, list objects. Okay, and let me copy this, and I will create the similar package in test. So here again I go back here, Alt insert package, Control V, and now we are done with the package names. Let me first of all create the Java Pojo class. So it would be very much similar that what we have done in chapter 6. So I will just to save some time, I will copy this, Control C and Control V, and I will mark it as market data with list objects. Okay, so I have got this. Now let me remove this generated serial version UID. I'll create a new one. So once I remove this, it will show me a warning as we have done a settings as we have shown in the previous video. So again, I will do Alt enter, not Alt insert, but create constant field. It will generate, the ID will generate it for me. This is the first one, now the new one. And let me remove some space here. Okay, I think the rest of the things are looking good, except let me change the toString method. It should be just this one. Okay. So we are done with the Pojo class now. Let me create the test class. So I will copy this class name, come to chapter 8 in test package, Alt insert Java class, Control V, test. This is our test class name. As the test would be also quite similar with chapter 6, where we covered the market data with array objects. Here the only difference is that we are using list. So first of all, I will copy this to save some time. I will copy the test classes, the unit test that we wrote in chapter 6, Control C, and then we will make necessary changes required for this chapter. So I just did Control C and Control V, that's it. And now let me make some changes for this particular class. So first of all, I will change the name of this serializable file as this with the test class name, and the setup method looks good now. Let's go to our serialization unit test. So test basic serialization for Java Pojos as list. Okay, and then I will change the name of this class object. So it should be, okay, this one. So we create first market data object from our chapter 8 Java Pojo class, and I've given this settings, and let's create the second object for, say, meta. first one is for Apple, and we gave it some private field members, some values there. Similarly, we did it for market data 2, and we provided these numbers. And now, instead of creating an array, what we have to do is that we can directly call list of. Okay, as you can see, we can get list of, and then we can simply pass this market data 1, market data 2. Okay, and then we have got this, and we can directly call market data objects dot for each, because it's not an array anymore, it's a list, and the list already has got a for each method at the interface level, and we can print it out. And now we write this object to our serialized file, the whole list in one go. We are not using any for loop. Now I think the serialized unit test is looking good. Now let's look at deserialized unit test case. So as I will change the display name of this test like this. And once we get this object back, now once we read this object back, first of all, we'll check that it's not null. And this time it's not an array, so I will remove this assertion. We don't need that. And let me cast it as a list of market data with list objects. Market data with list objects. I'll copy this, and first of all, remove this and put it like this, and use a generic here because it's a list of market data with list objects. Okay, and then we get it back. So we assert equals market data objects dot size. Length is for arrays and size is for collections. After serialization, then we can print it out. So again, we don't need to use arrays.stream. You can simply call like this, and okay, so we assert equals of 2 because we store two objects, market data 1 and market data 2, when we serialized it. Now again, we have got this list back. So simply we need to do is that dot get 0. Okay, so this is how we access by using a get method for accessing any list. And the sequence should be exactly same as how we serialized it. Similarly, I will do it for the second object, dot get 1. Okay, and we assert that all these fields are same. I think the test case is looking good so far. Let's now let's see whether our test cases are good. Let me check it, one final check before we run the test cases. So it looks good to me. We cast it back correctly, and similarly for the test serialize also looking good. So let me run this test case at the class level, test class level. I'll run it from here. Okay, fine, it works well. I can see both serialization and deserialization. It works well, and it's green tick. Also, I can see that the list objects test is run correctly. The file is created correctly. So let's revise this again. So what we did is that we created a simple market data POJO class with the normal fields like string and primitives like longs and doubles and boolean. So, and in our test serialize unit test case, we created two market data objects, market data 1 and market data 2. And then we created a list of these two market data objects. And instead of serializing it one by one, we simply wrote this list object containing these two market data references, market data objects at one go by using the writeObject method. And it worked well. And similarly, when we deserialized it, we just called one readObject, and the list was retrieved in a similar way as we have written it before. And then we cast it back to the list, and we did some assertions, and all the assertions are good. All the fields which are created is in the same sequence and having the same values. So guys, this was all about chapter 8, serialization with Java objects as collection. And here in collection, we chose the list. The similar things would be working for set as well. So in the next video, we'll cover chapter 9, which is serialization with enum constants. So see you all in the next video.